connecting. So we're good. Awesome. I think we're live. And
Wow.
we even got 2 thumbs up already. So welcome, Peter. Thank you for joining me all the way from Australia. This is awesome.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
So here's my son. He's going to go play. Awesome. Okay. So Peter was in the last One Habit Challenge. And so that ended like a month ago? 3
Yeah,
weeks?
about that. Yep.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's time to catch up. Just to give you some background, why don't you just share where you're calling in from and a little bit about yourself?
No worries, Carla. Well, I guess I think I first got the gratitude app when I got my first iPhone. It was one of the first apps that I ever got for my phone, which was about 2010. I don't know whether that sounds right for your timeline, but ever since that time, there was a time when I started getting emails from this lady called Carla who was behind the gratitude app. And to be honest, I didn't really take much notice of them. But earlier this year, there was some emails that I started taking a little bit more notice of and reading. And then there was this one about the One Habit Challenge, which I thought, wow, that sounds really good. So that's when my interest peaked, and I thought I better find out what it was all about.
Yeah, because what I did was I sent out, I don't know, 10 emails saying, hey, if you're interested, it's coming down the pipeline. And you were the first one to sign up.
Yeah, I remember when I signed up and I got in, you had a thing about getting your accountability partner.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that I'd got you as my accountability partner, so I thought I'd hit the jackpot.
Because I was the example. And then you're like, yes, I hit the jackpot. I'm the only one in the challenge. I get all. Yeah, because you were the first one. It was cool.
Yeah.
And not only were you the first one in the challenge, like every day that I went live, you were like one of the first people on the live too.
Yeah, that was help being in Australia. It was like there's most of the lives are at 1 a.m. my time, so my calendar my schedule doesn't have much booked at 1 a.m. normally, so I was pretty free at that time. So that was really good.
Yeah. So anybody out there who says, I don't know if I can fit it in, you got to have a better excuse than 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. Because Peter showed up all the way from Australia at 1 a.m. So,
yep.
And every time, every single time, you didn't miss a day.
I didn't know. I think one of the things, the reason I did the challenge was I wanted to have more success achieving my financial goals. Like going back a little while, I'd had a lot of success, like losing weight and getting fit and that sort of thing. But I was wondering why what I was doing with my fitness and my health wasn't really translating to me becoming more successful with my financial goals. So I didn't really know why. And I thought, well, maybe the One Habit Challenge, maybe, some of the learnings that I can get out of that will help me with my financial goals. And that's why I did the challenge, specifically to help me with my financial goals. And it's worked. It's got me on the right track. So I'm very, very grateful for that. Thanks, Carla.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, it was sitting there all along. You just kind of had to, the money was sitting there all along. You just had to have some information about how to see it.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Congratulations. And the cool thing is you're just getting started.
That's right. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a whole different mindset, really. And like I've heard about, gratitude. I appreciate the idea of gratitude, but you shared the concept of joyful anticipation in the challenge, and I think that was probably the most significant point for me, because I think when it comes to whether it's a new project or having a conversation with somebody, that's something that I hadn't put into practice, and having gratitude and therefore expecting good outcomes puts you in a completely state of mind. So your actions are different, and you're more likely to achieve the positive outcomes that you're looking for. So joining those dots, I hadn't joined those dots until you shared that concept with me. So I think that's probably been the most significant thing for me out of the challenge. And it's
I think the student just became the teacher. Because you just connected some dots for me. Because, okay, I'm going to be totally transparent. Before we got on this live, I was telling Peter, look, I want to get some more people in the challenge because it's not filling up to the level that I want it to be. And he just told me, look, you just got to be joyfully anticipating them. And then they will arrive, right?
They will.
You just taught me that. See?
It's like,
and this is the fun thing about the challenge.
It's like Field of Dreams, isn't it? Build it and they will come.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's built. Come on in.
Yeah, indeed.
And that's the cool thing is Peter's in the middle of tax season right now. Otherwise, he'd be joining the challenge again. But most of the people who are in our last challenge are coming back again.
That's really good.
Yeah, because talk about the relationships there, because it's kind of weird to be going through like some, I don't know, personal transitions with total strangers. So talk about that a little bit. How'd that feel? Yeah,
well, I think I'm not, I don't use social media a lot. And so to be putting a whole lot of personal stuff on Facebook, initially that was a big challenge for me. But I think there was a couple of people, I think Laurie and Jim, who had done challenges before. And I guess they were very encouraging, but also down to earth, and made me feel more comfortable to be open and to share things. And I think because I was able to be more open, I guess I got more out of the challenge, just feeling like it was a safe place to be. When you first mentioned that, this is a safe place to be, and you can say whatever you want, and if anybody says the wrong thing, you'll be onto them.
They get evil Carla.
I don't know but I don't think you ever had to do that once, did you?
Sorry, my dog just is excited about people coming and going. So that was true. Oh, I see you got your cheat sheet behind you still.
I have. Yep.
That's awesome.
It's still there. And I think just there is that's
the roadmap.
Yeah, the roadmap. Yeah.
Super cool. Are you wearing your gratitude shirt too?
Sorry?
Are you wearing your gratitude shirt?
I'm not. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a swag, but that's okay. That's all right.
I'll remember next time.
Okay. So you join the challenge, you're with all these strangers, you're like learning all this stuff. And then so how long did it take before your financial situation turned around? So, you've been dealing with it for years or what?
I think the main thing from the challenge is there's a lot of exercises that you do every day. And I put a fair bit of effort into each of those exercises. And one of the exercises was about knowing your true worth.
Yeah.
And I spent probably, I don't know, maybe 10 hours, maybe more doing that. But it was really a great exercise for really understanding my value. And what that's given me the confidence to do is to start having conversations with my clients about renegotiating our terms of service and so forth with them. Like I've got clients that I've been working for nearly 10 years and I've never increased my fees.
Yes.
And I don't believe in just increasing my fees because time's gone on. It has to be the only justification for increasing my fees is that I'm providing additional value to my client. That's the only reason I would consider it being justified.
Right.
But in the past, I just haven't prioritized setting aside time to have those conversations with a client and say, this is what we're doing. I think this is a fair price. And what do you think? Getting their feedback and then coming up with a new deal. And so I've started doing that. So I don't think I would have had, I think there's two aspects to it. One was knowing my worth and knowing my value that I'm providing to my clients. So that was the key that came directly out of the challenge. And then the other thing was just making sure to prioritize time, because I tend to, I'm a very busy person, and I don't have a lot of time, but I made a commitment to myself to make time to having those conversations in the month of June leading up to my busy season. So I had those conversations with a lot of clients, and a lot of those clients were very receptive as well. So another little, I guess, part of that is that in the past I've tended to bill my time based on an hourly rate, which means that it's limiting in terms of what I can achieve, but it's also counterproductive in terms of the more time I spend on a job, the more it costs the client, and it doesn't necessarily translate into value. And the client's thinking, what did you spend all that time on? So what I've done is I've started giving my clients the option to go to like a fixed monthly fee, which is all inclusive. It's a defined scope as to what I do and what's included, what's not included.
That's
and
awesome.
and that way,
you know your income each month.
That's right, exactly. That's right. And so for the client, they know what it's going to cost. They know what to expect, because most of these clients I've been dealing with for many years. So they're quite happy to say, okay, well, I know the cost is going to be X amount per month. And some clients still prefer the hourly rate. That's okay too. But I'm giving them the choice, and they're making the decision, and we're all happy with that. But with the clients that do go to fixed monthly fees, that saves me a lot of time in terms of putting my invoices together. So it's all good.
Yay! Oh, that's awesome. So you figured out how to increase your wealth as well as increase your time.
Correct.
I mean, that's two huge things.
Exactly.
And what's interesting is so many people, they say, like, I want to do this challenge, but I don't have the money or the time.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Kaboom.
Yeah. That's right. It's exactly right. The time and the money, you can create the time and the money by applying the techniques that you can learn in the challenge. So definitely.
Right? It's super cool. And you were very inspirational to everybody. The interesting thing about the challenge and the people participating is you guys just start feeding off of each other. It's really fun. I mean, like, you have the win and everybody's congratulating them. And, I went out and did this thing. I noticed this thing. I had this aha, and everybody's kind of building on each other. And it's such a great momentum. I think we actually did the challenge for about 23 days instead of 21 because we were all kind of sad to see it end.
It was, yeah. It was kind of surreal when it ended, because it was so used to that daily contact and so forth. So it took a bit of getting used to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm not going to keep you any longer because it's like, what, 6 a.m.?
About 7:15. Yeah.
7:15. Oh, that's a little bit reasonable.
Yeah.
But and it's the next day. He is in the future. So Peter's in the future. So thank you so much, Peter. You are awesome. It's really cool that you shared your experience with everybody. And we'll see you after the tax season, okay?
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Carla.
All right. Bye, Peter.
Bye-bye.